Well, hello, YouTubers and viewers of all around the world. Welcome to another podcast, an interview with that nerdy girl Julia, which you guys know as at cosplays as the Yellow Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. How are you doing today, Julia?
Pretty good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a good weekend. Everybody's excited because it's Thanksgiving Day vacation and Black Friday, so.
Oh boy.
I'm in for a treat because I work at a toy store.
Oh man.
So
Ugh.
if I'm dead by Friday night and you guys don't see me, you know what happened? I got trampled by everybody looking for a Wii U, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
It's gonna be scary.
So what did you do? You were actually at an event this weekend, weren't you?
Yes. I went to Austin this weekend to a kind of small little con called Austin Toy Show. So I went with a crew of San Antonians, and I think one guy was from Victoria, but basically they're in a group called the Texas Power Rangers, and it was created here in San Antonio, and they wanted me to go with them since I dressed up as a Yellow Ranger. And I said, sure thing. And we went and met a bunch of really cool Power Ranger fans. And then we ended up doing a photo shoot, and it was freezing cold. But overall, it was a really fun experience. And there's a lot of really cool fans and children, and it was really fun. So it was cool.
Wow, wow. And you've been a Power Ranger fan for a while because you were actually here on the island not too long ago. I think I remember you were invited as a guest.
Yeah, it was last year for the Halloween Oktoberfest. So
Nah,
it was really cool.
how was that experience for you being on the island? I think for the very first time.
Um, it was awesome. It was actually my first time flying as well, so I really enjoyed it. Um, and I think we were there for like about, I think, 5 days. I think they let us like stay for a while, so we actually got to like walk around and go to the beach, and everyone seemed really nice. We had like a really like good people. Like we had good people around us, and we got to eat a lot of Puerto Rican food, so that was really good. I was like living in the toilet like the majority of the trip because I was like, oh god, that's too
Wow,
much food.
wow.
But it was great because I like trying new things, and it was a cool experience, and I'd like to go there again, hopefully.
Who would have thought that Puerto Rican food could send you to the bathroom for
Well,
hours on end?
we had like banana everything. Like I had a sandwich, and um it yeah, it was crazy. It was good food. Like I never thought I'd eat a banana sandwich, or like instead of bread it was like banana,
Yeah.
that was like fried. So yeah, bananas are nature's laxative, so that was interesting. But it was fun.
And,
I liked
and,
it.
and,
So
they, say- and they say that American deep fry everything. They haven't seen
oh
what we
god,
do, have they?
it was good. I really liked it. Didn't think I'd have that or ever thought that I would eat something like that, but it was really good. I liked it. It was delicious.
And you weren't alone. You were actually a guest with other cosplayers from the United States.
Yeah, I was there with Jessica LG, uh, also, oh my gosh, I'm like gonna really bad. It's Raining Neon, Faces of Freya, Real Aquaman. I think that's his name. I forgot. And
Yeah.
who else? Who else?
Or,
Who else? Who else?
yeah.
Jean. Yeah,
Gene,
and Jean. I remember that. And I've never met these people before, but I've heard of them, and it was pretty cool because some were East Coast, West Coast, and I was like Central. So it was awesome, and I connected very well with, especially with It's Raining Neon, and we actually talk, and she's really cool. So it was
yeah.
awesome.
I just recently interviewed It's Raining Neon a couple weeks ago actually.
Nice. She's so nice. I saw her in New York last month. So after like a year,
Uh,
it was literally a year.
the New York City Comic Con.
hmm Yeah, it was really fun.
Man, do I miss that convention. It was like it was my first major city con when I was when I started cosplaying, and I was
Mhm.
like, I saw Yaya Han for the first time before she became that name that you
Oh,
say
that
it, you
everyone
know.
knows.
I was like, I saw her wearing like kitty cat girl ears, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. And then years later, I was like googling cosplays, and all of a sudden there's this Yaya Han. I go through my old photos, and I find a picture I took of her back in '07. I was
Nice.
like, wait a minute, I met her. I was like,
Actually,
I will keep this picture forever now.
I met her in San Diego. Like it was my, I think first year when I went to San Diego Comic Con, and I saw this tiny little girl. She's so like, cause I'm tall, so like and bigger, so she's so like slim and everything. And I saw her, I was like, holy cow, that's Yaya Han. Like that is Yaya Han. She was dressed up as Catwoman from Batman. Yeah, the second Batman game for the 360 when they
Mm.
introduced her. Yeah, so she was all like tricked out and stuff. I was like, whoa, and I hugged her, and she was really cool. I think I also like ran into like Jessica Negri that year, and she was dressed up as she was wearing like armor from Gears of War, and I met her there. So it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her armor when she was being interviewed by Kassam G at
Oh
San
yeah,
Diego.
that guy. That guy's crazy.
Have you ever gotten interviewed by him yet?
I've seen him. I've never really like went up to him because I've seen how he interviews people and like he's kind of like out there and it kind
Kind
of
of
is
scared.
intimidating.
That kind of
Hmm.
scares you. Like, what is the thing he's gonna pop up saying next?
I think he's a comedian. I think isn't he like trying to be like a comedian or has that type of?
Actually, Kassam is an actor.
Oh wow, okay,
He
yeah. Because
actually,
I mean, yeah, I've seen him, so it's like not
yeah,
talking
he
to
did.
you.
He actually had a small part in the last Transformers movie.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I never
Yeah, he
saw the
was.
last Transformers movie.
Yeah, he was one of the scientists that was working on the technology of making Mega Galvatron.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, I never got to because I kind of gave up on those movies because it was just more like advertisement, like of like the cars and stuff. That was really it to me, and I couldn't stand. Yeah, I couldn't stand Megan Fox or anybody, so I was like, I just stopped. I think at the second one, no, third. I saw that Rosie chick, so I was like, I don't know about all that.
Oh, yeah. So tell me, like, you're I can tell by the back of your wall. I see your helmet there. You know.
I know. I had to put her there. Yeah, I got a new paint job. Like people, like, one of the guys, actually, the Pink Ranger. I'm gonna just name names. Her name's Kim, and her husband Adam. He, this like my helmet ended up breaking like in half. Like
Oh,
the hinge broke apart, and I went up to him because he fixes and also like I guess buys kits to paint them
okay.
and everything like that because he's a collector and he also knows how to do that. So I was like, hey, do you think you can like kind of fix it? Just put the hinge back. And he's like, sure thing. And he took it from me and it was gone for like 2, 3 whole days, which I was so sad because I've never been away from my helmet. And it came back and he gave it a new paint job and he pinstriped it and it's like super shiny. He
Nice.
actually, yeah, he clear coated with it's like I think automobile paint. So
Yeah.
like it's like hella shiny and like heavy now. It just feels way more heavier. But I
So
loved it.
so
It was pretty.
basically when you saw it come back and you opened the box and you saw that it was basically almost like a brand new helmet. It was like a sign from the heavens.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was like freaking out. I was like, holy cow. I was like, Adam, you're amazing for like doing that. Like I didn't ask you to, but like thank you so much. And he goes, well, I fixed it and anything that leaves my house, like it has to look good because he didn't want to, don't ruin my name or anything like that. But I was just like, okay, cool. Like it gives him good rep. Because then I ended up like telling everyone, this guy's awesome, and all my ranger friends, you know, want to work with him now because I guess through time the helmets will chip or will, you know, you might accidentally like knock it down or fall over or something, and you know, we try to find people that can help us repair it. And he's one of the guys that I would ever recommend anyone. So
Now I gotta ask. Obviously, you know you're a big Power Ranger fan. We
mhm.
all are. You know,
Yeah.
I may be a guy, but I'll drool over Jason David. You know, what person wouldn't? You know, after all, he is the Power Ranger out of
Yeah.
all the Rangers, like the one.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a moment that you met one of the Rangers that you basically fangirled for the very first time over?
Uh, yeah, I did actually. When I first went to, actually, I went to an anime convention. I went to IkiCon, and that's a convention that's always been like it's held in Austin, and it's always like during the weekend of like New Year's. So it's like a big old like New Year's kind of like related con, and um, I love anime and everything, and I keep forgetting he does voiceovers. And I went there. I went to Austin, and I met him, and his name's Johnny Young Bosch, and I freaked out because I had a huge crush on him when I was growing up. When he became, you know, when he was introduced as the new Black Ranger after Walter Jones, so
Yeah.
I freaked out. I was actually speechless because the way I met him, like at first I was, oh, I'm gonna go in line to get his autograph, and I was like, holy crap, I forgot he does the voice of Vash, and he does the voice of like Ichigo, and like all these. I was like reminiscing. I was like, holy crap, totally does all these things. And I met him, and I met his band. It was awesome and great. But little did I know, a good friend of mine who is into Power Rangers and dresses up with us is actually personal friends with him, but I didn't know that. And after the con was over, he threw a party. My friend threw a party in his presidential suite room. And
Okay.
I went there and I sat there, and out of nowhere I looked to my right, and Johnny Young Bosch was sitting right next to me, and he was eating M&Ms, and I was just looking at him like, holy crap, I just totally like met you like 4 hours ago. And he goes, hey, do you want some M&Ms? And then we just started talking and stuff, and then he's like, do you have a 3DS? Oh, do you have was it a DS or whatever? Because at the time it was like a DS. I think the 3DS didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't. And I was like, oh, I like to play like Mega Man and everything. And I was like, you're such a nerd. Wow. And I just kind of like was kind of so speechless still because I was like, he's sitting next to me offering me M&Ms, and then he's telling me if I want to play like a Mega Man game with him, and I'm like, whoa, it was so cool. And I freaked out because he's so humble and sweet and kind of quiet, and I don't know, it's just I just had a huge crush on him. But he'd be the person I like totally fangirled. After that, like I guess the more you go to conventions, the more like you kind of calm down a little bit. But now it's like I scream in my head. I don't overdo it. Like I don't like go crazy nuts in front of them to
Yeah.
look like a psycho. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
the last thing you want to do is scare a Power Ranger. You know.
yeah. Well, there's another Power Ranger, Jason Font, and he was like
Oh yeah.
my second crush because I liked his little hat and everything in the show.
Jason,
But I
yeah,
have
Jason Todd is the he is the Time Force Red Ranger, right?
yes, yes, and he's super cute. And when I first met him, I went up to him, and there's a video on his Instagram if you look way beyond in his Instagram. But I ended up being creepy fangirl with him, and he goes along with it now. Like, so his fans think I'm a weirdo. But we have this thing together now where I look at him and I'm like, oh my God, I love you so much. And he's like, and there's also a picture of me like lifting him up in the air, like all She-Hulk style. And it's just, yeah,
Oh
like
my God.
yeah, but he goes along with it. So like I'm making a bizarre persona with him. Like I'm a creepy, like stalker like fan and stuff. And he goes with it, which is awesome.
I wonder what his wife was thinking when you picked him up.
I mean, everyone knows, like, cause now, like, I know the actors now, like, we actually talk, and, like, you know, I've hanged out with, like, Blake Foster, and I've hung out with Steve Cardenas, and, like, Walter. Like, I fixed Walter's helmet at one point. Like, that's how we first met. Like, he broke his helmet, and I fixed it for him, and, like, they're all good friends, and they all talk, you know, to each other, and they all know me, and like they know I'm okay, like I'm not crazy or anything. And of course, you know, we just
You're
all
not
play around with each other. Yeah, we just like I'm silly with them, and they completely know that I'm just not a crazy person. I just like to perceive one like on the internet because it's funny. Um, but they're cool. They're really awesome. Like I enjoy knowing that they know me because when I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, I love Adam Park. He's so cute and everything. And never really was a fan of Tommy. Like he was cool, but my mom kind of took him over when I was growing up. She had like a huge fan of like Tommy and
Yeah,
stuff. But with me, it was just like I liked Adam and like just I don't know,
yeah,
there's just something about him. He was sweet and fun, so that's
yeah.
why he was like my first crush.
And next year, for the Puerto Rico Comic Con here in Puerto Rico, we actually have one of the other Rangers from Time Force being a guest at the event.
Right on. Yeah, I want to go to Puerto Rico Comic Con. Like, I've heard great things, and I'm just like telling the friends I made in Puerto Rico, I was like, please, like, put in a good word for me. Like, get me in. I would love to go. Like, because I loved everything about it. I really loved the weather, the people, and I mean,
And it's kind of
I remember, huh? Oh, sorry, go.
it's kind of interesting because the Ranger that the actress that they chose from Time Force is kind of interesting because they announced it yesterday, and then I'm doing the interview with you today since you're a Power Ranger cosplayer, and obviously your favorite Ranger would have to be the Yellow Ranger of
I
almost.
not almost all of them. I just the connection that I have with them. Like when I was growing up, like I was very, you know, if my friends would argue or anything like that, I'd find balance and I'd talk to them and say, hey, you know, we're friends. We should love each other and care for each other. And then, of course, Trini had that type of personality. She was very, you know, grounded, you know, and she was very humble and genuine and kind and always, you know, was a person to she was the glue, you know.
Yeah.
And I usually that's usually how I am when it comes to when even when I started cosplaying, it's like I normally cosplay characters I can actually relate to. And you know, I really love, you know, Trini, even though Aisha's awesome, you know, but I love Trini for those reasons because when I was growing up, I didn't have like an older sister or anything. I'm the oldest, so like I really saw her that way. Like I saw her like she was like my older sister. It's like, oh my gosh, she's such a great example, and she's so kind-hearted and genuine. And it's like I love that person. So that's normally what I do. Other times, that's just like I mean, I do want to cosplay more. Like I'm doing the Gokai Pink, which is I guess Mega Force here in America.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the pirate rangers. Like I wanted it. I did the pink because I just thought she's cute and she's sweet, and I'm like she kind of reminds me a little bit of like Trini. So and then everybody's freaking out because it's like that's not yellow though. You should not. You should be the pink because everyone now knows me that way. Like they see me, they're like, "Hey, you're always wearing yellow, and you're Julia, and you cosplay as a Yellow Ranger." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but I like to. I go by connection, you know." And yeah, so I'm actually going to be doing the pink Gokai,
Uh,
hopefully.
but let me ask you this: from Time Force, obviously there are two female Rangers as always.
hmm
Which one did you like more? You like
I actually only
Yellow?
liked. I only like Jason Font. Really, when I watched that series, I'm like, he's so
Well,
cute. He looks amazing. So I didn't really.
I only asked because the one that they chose to be the guest of Puerto Rico Comic Con 2016 is actually one of the female Rangers from Time Force,
Yeah, I
and it's the yellow one. It's
oh
Katie.
right on, Katie. Okay, that's awesome. I haven't met the Time Force. I mean, actually, I did meet the Time Force. What am I saying? I did meet some of the Time Force Rangers, and they're
But
really
yeah,
nice.
you did
But
met just Jason Funny. You picked them up She-Hulk style.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but I mean, I just never had, I guess, a strong connection like since Trini. Really, like, I mean, I watched the series. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, she's cute or this person's funny or whatever. but my heart's always going to be with Trini. So I'd always cosplay as this
Yeah,
ranger. So
may she rest in peace.
I know it's so sad, but you know, it's just that's my connection. I keep it that way. I mean, I know a lot of people like to cosplay like more characters, but I just always wanted it because I was a little kid, you know, and I was remember like those gloves that you punch things and it make noises, like the Power Ranger gloves and like, you know, all that stuff. I used to run around in a yellow shirt, you know, and like just jeans and yellow socks and my gloves and just punch things. Like, oh yeah. So it's like I guess in the sense I'm like, you know, just my childhood. So that's why I cosplayed it. So which was cool.
And so and for those people that don't know this, Trini is actually the second girl to portray the Yellow Ranger. It wasn't originally Trini. She started on the first episode, but there was another woman that played the Yellow Ranger in
Yeah.
the pilot episode.
Yes. And she's actually cool friends with me. So
Oh yeah, I
I
know
talked to
her.
her.
We've Skyped a couple times. She's very
Yeah.
nice, down to earth, and she always does things for a good cause.
Yeah. I've talked to her and she's even asked me like, when are you gonna go to Morphicon, which is a convention that they hold in Pasadena, California. And she's always asked me, she's like, are you gonna come? Are you gonna come? I would love to meet you because she actually friended me on Facebook. She found me through Karen Ashley. I'm friends with Karen Ashley on Facebook. And I was just like, holy cow, is this who I think it is? And then she messaged me and we talked and she's super sweet. And I'm going to try really hard to make it out to that con next year. Yeah, it's going to be in August. So I'm pretty excited
Oh,
because I really want to.
well, come on, that Power Morphicon. What Power Ranger fan would not want to go to that one?
I know. Like, I've been like telling my friends, I've never been to a convention where it was about a specific theme. You know, I mean, you
Yeah.
have your Star Trek in Vegas, that con over there, you know, and I'm just like, I've never, ever in my life ever went to a con that's just all about one thing. And thank God that they created Power Morphicon and actually met the guy that runs the con at San Diego Comic Con. And he came up to me and said, "Hey, Juliet." I'm like, "What? Like, how do you know me?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, you know, it's like, you're the Yellow Ranger." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." So now I have to go because it's
And
like
and I almost
to
forgot.
happen.
We actually have another guest from the Power Rangers for 2016, but he's not a ranger.
Nice.
But he's not a ranger. Well, not in the traditional sense.
Okay.
He
I need
was
to look this up.
he was a voice actor for two of the characters.
Oh, is it hold on, it's not the guy that did the voice of oh my god, what am I saying? Alpha, right?
No, no.
Oh, because he's
This
awesome. I had no idea he did Zim, so that was pretty cool.
yeah, this actually the one that did Zim was a female, wasn't it?
Oh, no. I don't was it?
I think it was a woman.
I think it was. No, not Zim. That's are you talking about the little robot? The little robot I think was a girl, was it?
Who did
Oh no, no, I got it all. Is it? Oh my god, I don't know. I'm
the
so
voice
because
of
I know he
Alpha?
did a voice in Invader Zim. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if it was Zim or if it was. Is it?
I think the
Am I
voice of
having
Alpha.
a brain fart?
I think the voice
No,
of like I can't smell a fart, but I can't smell the
no,
brain.
because no, there was a woman inside the suit pretending to be, you know, doing the movements for Alpha, but actually Alpha 5 was a guy.
Okay, but
Yeah, it was a.
the voice actor
We're gonna
did
like have this crazy debate. I'm gonna just
did
IMB this.
the guy who's the guest did the voice of Goldar.
Oh, I met him.
Also, he did the what was that other? Wasn't really a ranger, but he did the voice of that other ranger that fought in Lost. I think the Lost Galaxy.
I have to check this. This
That
is gonna make me go.
he was the brother of the Red Ranger who
Really?
was who was thought to have disappeared when they got the sabers out of
Yeah.
the two sabers, that
Oh
he
my
did the
god.
voice. That he actually did the voice of the original one before the brother took over the power.
Why I didn't even. Man, voice actors are crazy. So like I was just actually like, so I was getting mind blown on like voice
Johnny
actors
Young
and
Bosch.
stuff just recently. Yeah, like Johnny Young Bosch. Like I was like, now he's doing the voice of Artemis for the Sailor Moon reboot. And I'm just like, wait, what? And it's crazy because you like hear their voices and it totally throws you off. Like, yeah, you can't put a face to it. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's like
That's
it's like
crazy.
it's like you hear his voice when he's talking, but then when you see the animes, it's like you hear the voice, but you don't put two and two together.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when I met and it was Kevin Conroy for the first time ever. When he was talking, that was straight up Batman. I was like, well, Bruce. But then when he did Batman and he just switched it right in front of me, I was like, dude, that is like the weirdest thing I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Is like when they switch their voices just right in front of you. I was mind blown. I was like, holy crap, I want to know. And I was like, it's pretty amazing.
Well, Julie, you actually have a question from a guy named Cedric Gregory.
Oh my god.
He says, have you watched Power Rangers Dino Charge? And how do you feel about the season? Do you think that this is the best season Neo Saban has done?
I've seen it. I'm actually in a group called Power Force, and it's a fan club run by Saban. And I watched the season. I've watched Dino Charge. I think it's cool and interesting, but I don't think it's like the best. The best. Really, I don't like. I think actually like Mega Force and Super Mega Force was awesome, and I like Samurai because it was fun. But this one's different. I mean, I'm just like, how long is this gonna take? There's a lot of Rangers. Are y'all gonna do all the Rangers? Like how is this all gonna go about? And I actually had a conversation with the writers of that. Like when I went to San Diego Comic Con, they were asking me all these questions and saying what I think about the characters, what I think about like just everything in general. And it was just kind of like, holy crap, like it's cool, but I mean, I said it's not really like my cup of tea. Like it's different. I'm just like, how are we gonna go about all this? Because they have a crap ton of Rangers. How is this all gonna happen? And how long are these seasons gonna be? Like how long is this gonna be? And I don't know. I hope it's fast paced. I don't like buildups. I really don't. Like I watched Bleach and I only made it to like, oh my god, I don't even know, like the first season. Like I couldn't do it because I was just like, this is just such a slow build up. Like, can you
Well,
speed it up a bit?
well, speaking of that type of subject, let me ask you this honestly,
Oh
because
boy.
I have my own opinion about this. And
Oh
actually,
boy.
everybody has.
Yeah, of course. We all
When it
do.
comes to the series of Power Rangers, the one before it, which was basically Megaforce,
Yeah.
and the one before it, which was supposed to be the Angel Rangers.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, we all seen the Sentai version, the original
Oh
Power
boy.
Rangers
Yeah.
of those. Now I gotta ask, you
Oh
being a
boy.
Power Ranger fan, you've talked to the actors, you've talked to the writers about these things. How did you feel that the storyline was completely 100% changed from how it was portrayed in the original Sentai?
For
That was
Dino?
supposed to be no, no, no. Basically the Angel Rangers became the Pirate Rangers.
Oh yeah. I thought that was. I mean, even the American when they transitioned to pirate, that was weird. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, like what? Like I don't know. It was weird, I guess. Like I don't know. It's just
For me, I kind of was a little disappointed because I saw the Sentai version of Gokaiger. I saw Power Rangers Gokaiger, and I saw how the story was that they had this chest full of keys and everything,
I thought that was a cool part, the whole chess thing.
and they didn't have any type of helper like a Zordon type of thing. It was just them doing whatever they wanted to get the keys because they were trying to get the power and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And with the new version, it was like they had to earn the keys by doing
Yeah.
something heroic or selfless that they would gain the power of these several different rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And the main battle seemed kind of shorter to me in the American version.
Yeah, it was. I was kind of disappointed. I was
Like,
disappointed in the American battle because I was just like I was expecting like a lot of cameos. I was expecting like everybody, but unfortunately, um, understanding what happened because I remember there was like an interview with David Yost and they weren't. It's just the way what was really going on behind closed doors and stuff. I mean, like not everyone was able to do it and not everyone like it's just the whole timing was really off for them and I was kind of disappointed because I was expecting to see like everyone to appear in the American, especially because it's just like it will basically unlock a lot of like childhood memories for all of us and stuff. And personally it seemed like it was about more about Tommy at that point because I was just like, come on, it's like I wish everyone was like had a little bit more camera time. I mean, come on, it's been years,
yeah,
and I would love to
I
see that. And I mean, I love Tommy and everything. He's cool, but I kind of wanted more. I wanted to see more, like more of everybody else, not just like 5 lines for so and so and then like 5 lines for so and so. Like I wish it was more like I wish it was like a long part kind of show, like a long part episode, or two-parter or three-parter or something. I mean, come on, when Tommy had he had like several episodes to be continued. Remember that, like when he first came
oh
about, and
yeah,
it's like, oh my god, how come he gets that many episodes? But they couldn't do that for them. Like it would have been cool, or they could have made it into like a Nickelodeon movie thing, you know what I mean? And made
yeah,
it more like that and then have them actually learn or talk to them or something, more interaction. I just felt like, hey, there's SPD. Hey, there's this. Hey, there's that. And then there's Tommy for like 5-10 minutes and then there's a battle and then that's it. And I was like, okay, well, that sucks. It's like I like the Japanese version. It was way more intense. Like I was like
yeah,
at the edge of my seat when I saw that. I was like, whoa, this is so cool.
yeah.
So.
And some of the things were a little bit confusing because you did see Tommy's first cameo when he saved the little kid from the car.
Yeah,
And you see that his power of the White Ranger appears, but then when he shows up later for the battle, he's the Green Ranger.
yeah, that didn't make sense to me. I was like, wait, what?
Especially the fact, knowing that the fact that the power of the Green Ranger was supposedly completely destroyed.
Destroyed? Yeah, exactly. I was just like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Like, why? But I was just like, I think that's what everyone wanted to see. Like fans like wanted to see that because everyone loves the Green Ranger.
Yeah,
Like not everyone goes, yeah, all the other because he was like a lot of other Rangers, and I'm like, nobody roots for that. Everyone just specifically likes him as Green. I think they liked him when he was bad.
come on,
I think
I think it's like I think it's the '90s bad boy image that a lot of people love. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he had the long hair and like he looked kind of like bad, and of course Kimberly fell for it. So it's like I guess that's what everybody liked back in the day. So I mean, I didn't. I was just like, well, there he goes. He's cool. He's good looking, but it's like okay. Oh my god, did you freeze?
Welcome back. You okay? I can't hear you, Julia. Still can't hear you, but I guess something happened to your computer with your microphone. We're having technical difficulty right now, so let us see what we can do and fix the problem so you guys can hear the voice of our cosplaying Yellow Ranger. Try to talk. Nope, still can't hear you. And you have some questions. Another one from Cedric also. Still can't hear a single word coming out from Julia. She's crying, she's sad. Julia's having technical difficulties. Let's see what we can do and how we can fix it. And see what stuff can be fixed. They say also, have you seen Kamen Rider at all? If not, you should really watch Kamen Rider game. Really good show and a great intro to the franchise. Well, I will bring that up to her, and I'm pretty sure she's probably seen it. She's a big fan of the Kamen Riders and all Sentai in general, but I'm sure she probably has seen it. If not, she'll probably give it a good shot. I'll let her know as soon as she returns to our broadcasting day. So, oh, she's returning. Let's see if we can hear Julia's sweet voice. Let's see. Can we hear Julia?
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
America. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just really mad. I was like, what happened? I didn't do it.
Well, there was a guy. Cedric wanted to know if you've ever watched Kamen Rider Gaim.
I heard of it and I've seen bits of it, but I've never actually sat down, which I have to do because I've been like, I just finished Twin Peaks, which was terrible. I don't know why I did that. oh my God, like a friend of mine was like, hey, watch Twin Peaks. And I was like, sure. And then I sat there and I was like, I really want to know who the killer was. And I sat there and I watched it, like bench watched it. It was dumb. And I was like, whatever. So I'm trying to find something else I can watch. So I'm more than likely going to watch that. I'm going to put that in my I need to watch, and I hope it's not bad.
All right. So tell me, has there ever been a cosplayer that you've been dying to meet and just give a hug to or something?
Yeah. I have, and now we're friends. So I was actually a big fan of Ivy Doom Kitty, and I loved her. I loved her face and her body. Everything was just she's so beautiful to me. And I
The
met
body.
her. Yeah, I met her about maybe, oh my gosh, like Wizard World Austin, maybe 2 years ago. I would say like maybe 2.5 years ago, and I went there. And what I normally do when I go to cons, I like before they open, I go to Artist Alley, and then I say hi because I know some artists, and I'll just walk around saying, have a great show, so on and so forth. And I wanted to see the line. I was curious. I was like, oh, I want to see, like, go to the entrance and see everyone, and see if I see any of my friends. And I walked out and I saw this big booty, a really big booty, dressed up in a red skirt, not a red shirt, a red skirt. And I saw Stanley's autograph on her right cheek, where her skirt is, not her butt, but her skirt.
Okay.
And totally, I don't know what happened to my brain, but it decided to shut off and not at all have no conscience, no nothing. Like I had nothing. And I went and I was like, ah! And I just grabbed her butt. Just my hands were like on Ivy Doom Kitty's butt. And I was like, she turns around like slowly with her eyebrow lifted. Like, what is that? And I was like, I'm so sorry, your butt's huge. And then she started laughing. And then I was like, hi, I'm Julia. I'm sorry I grabbed your butt. And then she goes, I'm Ivy, and I'm glad you're not a boy. She's like, I'm glad you're not a boy, because that's sexual. Yeah. And we became friends. And then I saw her at another show. And when I saw her at another show, it was actually, oh my gosh, it was Comic Palooza. And I said hi to her again, not touching her butt. And then she went to Alamo City Comic Con here in San Antonio. And I saw her and I said hi. And then she goes, don't leave. And I was like, what? And then she's like, come here. And I was like, okay. And I went up to her. And she's like, here's my number and we're going to hang out. And I was like, okay. And then that's how we became friends.
And you've been friends for how long with Ivy
Oh
Doom?
my God. I'd say like now it's like probably a year. But yeah, like
Dude,
I hung out with her.
dude, you gotta get me a one-on-one with her too, like a nice one-on-one interview.
Okay, yeah. She's
I've
she's
I've
such
I've
a
been I've been trying to reach her on Facebook for like the longest time, like since forever.
best way to reach her is Instagram. Send her a private message.
That's what sucks.
That's
I
the
don't have
best
Instagram
way.
because that's what sucks. My phone doesn't is not compatible with Instagram. I don't have an Android phone.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
I
like
definitely
the best way. Or try Twitter, I'd say. But especially Instagram, like that's like the best source of the best source to contact her. Because she tries her hardest on Facebook, but I think like she really likes Instagram better because it's just way more easy to maneuver.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
and like
I found the even better way though. You know what that way is called?
what?
That way is called Ask Julia.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I can ask her. I know she goes to like shows like every other like what 2 weeks, I believe. She's a
She's
very
very
busy
popular.
girl.
She's very
Very.
very popular.
She's very popular. She's very like kind of supply and demand. Like people really like her, and I mean, I can ask her to see her availability, but I don't know if it's going to be on a weekend. If I
I
can,
don't care. I will make myself
maybe.
available for any interview. You know, we did
Yeah.
this tonight was like kind of last minute because it was supposed to be
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So I was like, I will do it for for you. Okay,
Yeah, it's been kind of nuts on my end. Just it's been a busy like couple of months now. Actually, I gained very busy, and I know like next weekend I'm going to the owner of Alamo City Comic Con's party, and I promised him I was gonna go, and it's like that weekend's probably gonna be busy. So that's I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just like I didn't wanna. I'm saying yes to all these people and not realizing what the days have the time. Like I was like, yeah, sure, I'll totally do that. And then they call me like the night before, hey, you do realize we're doing this? And I was like, oh crap, And I'm like, I'm trying to I guess now schedule what cons I'm going to, so I don't have to be worrying about things anymore. So usually
yeah.
November is my relax month, and December is my relax
Well,
month, and then cons
I
start
know
in
for
January.
I know for a fact that a lot of you have gotten your cosplay life has become more of a profession than fun and games like when we all first started.
Yeah, like I did it like when I got my Yellow Ranger suit, it was actually a very bizarre story. Um
Yeah.
And it's really weird because at first I thought my friend was being a pervert, but basically it was in April. My best friend, which I can't say his name because he's weird because of the internet, but I'm gonna call him Me Mug, or yeah, you probably know him. He dresses up as the Black Ranger with me, and he one day it was April. He messaged me. It was like maybe like the 3rd of April. He messages me saying, "Hey Julia, I need your measurements," and I'm like. I was like, wait, what?
What?
And I like texted him like, dude, are you being a pervert? Like, what are you saying? You want my measurements? He's like, just give me your measurements. Just give me your measurements. Like, I'm being serious. Like, measure. Like, he sent me a pictures. Like, measure all these areas: your neck, your shoulders, the length between your wrist to your arm, everything. And I was like, okay, like what the hell, right? So I did it, because he's my best friend. So I was like, okay, I trust you, weirdo. And I did all that, and then the next thing you know, he ended up blabbing. He's like, okay, this is what's up. I want you to be the Yellow Ranger. I really want you to do it. It's like, I know you already own the helmet, which I had the helmet a year prior to the suit. And he's like, hey, I really want you to be a Power Ranger. I'm gonna get you an early like gift for any occasion or whatever. And I was like, okay, this is random. And I ended up getting it a month after that, and I debuted it at Comic Palooza like 3 years ago, I think. 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, so there's that. So it was pretty random. Like I wasn't expecting it at all, and then I started getting like I was in the newspaper here in San Antonio for being the Yellow Ranger, or just being myself. Really, it was about me, which is like really weird. Like I had a whole like page in a newspaper. Like that freaked me out. And then I was on the news in Houston, and I wasn't even there, but I was in the news there. And then people started kind of acknowledging me. And once that happened, it kind of changed me, like changed the whole, like, I guess my life in general. Because now it's like, if like a couple of weeks ago, I went to eat and a fan was my waiter. And then that was like crazy. And then he covered my meal, and I was like, wait, that's so nice of you, but that's so random. And it's just like, I guess it just kind of changes your lifestyle in a sense. And but I don't think I'm huge or anything. I just think I'm just a normal person who likes to dress up and likes to make friends and those kinds of environments, because that's the only time I fully feel like myself is when I'm at a convention. You know what I mean? Like I can go up to somebody, or somebody can come up to me, and then we could talk about like Batman for hours, or we can exchange like like street passes, and or play like Smash Brothers or anything like that. Because in Puerto Rico, I did that. I brought my 3DS, and I told everyone, whoever has a 3DS and is gonna be at that Puerto Rico event, let's play Smash Brothers, and we did. So it's
Let's play
like,
Smash.
like, so I do that.
I gotta say, I am honestly, I am a Smash virgin. I have not gotten to play the game yet.
That game's
Because
awesome.
I have the PlayStation and I have the Xbox, but I don't own a Wii or a DS.
At least get a DS. Get a 3DS.
Well, the thing is this, I'm aiming for it because, like I said, I work at a toy store right now, so
Yeah.
that's like geek heaven, right? Come on.
Yeah.
And
Do one,
I'm in,
yes, get one, and then we can play.
and I'm in the electronics section. I'm in the R zone of Toys R Us.
Oh my gosh! So you're where everyone goes and attacks first on Black
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the first place everyone goes. I want to see if I can get a limited edition something that's like
Like
$100
right
off.
now we have the newest 3DS, the new 3DS XL, which comes with the compatibility for the amiibos.
Nice. You should
You know,
get
so
one.
I'm planning on it, but the thing is,
No,
is
you
that
have to now. You have to. You have to.
it's like it's
Even
only about
Ivy has one. Ivy has a 3DS.
it's only
Ever
about
go to a show, if you ever go to a show, she has her 3DS right there, and she's street passing everybody. It's super fucking cool. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we did in New York. Like, we both had our phone, our 3DSs out, and we are just kind of like street pass, street pass, street pass, street pass. And it was so cool. It was so cool. But yeah,
yeah,
it's really cool. I mean, you can take it anywhere. You know, I mean, it's not a
yeah.
PSP or anything like that, or
And
or was it Vista?
and
But
imagine this is like let's say you have a table at a convention. I'm in line waiting to get your photo and your autograph, and I'm like in line, and you're like playing Super Smash while I'm in line,
that's
and you're
what
at the table.
happened. Yeah, it's basically what happened in when I was in Puerto Rico. Like we like everyone was there, and they're like, hey, it's like I want to get your print and your signature and all this other stuff. And then next thing you know, I was like super crowded, full of awesome people playing. Like we were like, I think you could have only like 6 people, like an amount
Yeah,
with them. But like it was funny because we had like two groups, and then like we'll swap people, and then we were just playing like that, and it was super super cool and fun, and I was just having a blast. I was like, yay! It's like I made friends, and like we're playing, and it's great, and that's all basically what I do. That's like I've been going to conventions since I was 15 years old, like 2005. Like I've been around, and I mean, I just kind of just enjoy the whole like making friends and you know having fun and just share nerdiness and become a big old melting pot, and I personally like that, and I've always done that. So when people say like you're known, and I'm like, what? Like, don't say that. It's like they might see me, I'm just like it just kind of makes me feel weird because I'm just like I'm not Yaya Hunt status or anything. I'm
I was
just
like,
like
I'm
just
not,
a person.
I'm not Jessica Negri. I'm not Yaya. I'm me.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's all it is. Like I don't know, that's how I see it. And I guess like some people I
Well,
guess don't see it, but
But
I mean I
but
see it.
the fact of the matter is like a lot of you the ones that are the most popular are the ones that are more down to earth with their fan base.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
treat them like not like
Ivy's like,
strangers.
whoa. I like Ivy because she is like when I see her, well, it's actually Ivy, Mia, and Jessica, and even like it's raining neon. Like the way I see them interact with their fans is just so amazing because they're so sweet, and they're so willing to give you that time, to talk to you, even though they're like super super busy, but they do, and I really admire that because it really means a lot to the fan, because I fanned out, and I mean, like to me, like I'm always gonna remember that memory of me eating M&Ms with Johnny Young Bosch at a party. Both of us weren't like drinking; we were just there with like soda pops and like having M&Ms and talking about video games, and that was really nice. And it's just like that's what I enjoy about them because they understand. It's like you may not feel like you'd mean something to someone, but you kind of would. You there's like a chance that you will, and that's why I admire their kindness and their just sweetness. Like I had dinner actually with Mia and a couple of other cosplayers, and I know Jessica Nigru was with us, and a fan came up to her while we were having dinner and was like, hey, I don't mean to bother you, may I take a picture with you? And she's like, sure thing. Like, and I was like, wow, like that is so nice. Like, it's like she still does that even when she's not even in costume, and it was really cool that she's
Yeah,
very sweet.
it's so nice. I know for a fact that next year um Jessica Negro is in for a very very interesting treat.
Yeah, I know I just saw the site for the Puerto Rico Comic Con. She's gonna be going, and I'm just like excited because she's gonna wow everyone because she's just she's out of this world. She's a real anime character to me because I'm just like, holy hell, like she was just so much excitement, you know, like when I met her, I was like, holy cow, like you're so much, like whoa.
She's full of sugar and glitter.
Yeah, she's like a really realistic unicorn girl to me because I was just like, holy hell, like you are so excited and like ecstatic. Like she's just all over the place. Like you can't like contain her energy. Like I mean, if I had a Pokeball, it wouldn't even close. It wouldn't even close because her vibe is just so ridiculous. Like she's everywhere, and it's really cool because she deserves what she's been getting, and she has really good fans, and she interacts with everyone, and I'm just like, wow, like that's amazing.
It's like but you have some awesome fans as well. I'm sure
I
that
like my fans. They're so nice. They're like the nicest people on the planet. Like, because everyone always asks me, how do you deal with trolls? How do you deal with bullying? Like, on my page. Like that's like one of the
how do you deal
questions.
with creepers?
Yeah, like how do I treat? Yeah, like how do I and do that? And I'm like, well, honestly, like don't like I don't deal with it because it's not going to be worth my time if they're going to be mean to me. But at first, like when I first was starting out, I mean, I was bullied in high school. I had my problems. I had my moments in life where I'm just like, why are you mean to me? I didn't do anything. I'm playing on my DS. Calm down. But now, like, I love it. I don't mind it. I don't mind them saying mean things to me because I don't have to do anything really. I just, like they say, oh, you're too thick to be a Yellow Ranger. And I'm like, okay, thanks or something.
Say that
Like,
in high school. I couldn't say that stuff in high school. Like when I was in high school, because I got picked on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll say like it's like they'll bother you and you're just trying to be on your own and play with your DS and everything. When I was in high school, I was like this. Leave me alone. I just want to play with my Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
I'm old.
It got better. I mean, as I grew up, it got better. Like now I just know how to like just whatever brush it off. But like on the internet, it's just so scary sometimes because it's like some people can say just really, really rude. Like it's not like, oh, you're ugly. Sometimes they say really, really messed up things. And
Oh yeah.
the first time that happened to me, I was just like kind of upset. I was like, what did I do to make you want to say that? Because it struck a nerve. And then I started seeing that my fans started speaking out for me. Like they were like, hey, like paragraphs and paragraphs, like, you're being rude and disrespectful. She never did anything. Like they'll like they started kind of helping me. And I was just like, wow, like this is amazing that, there's people out there that know that I'm a nice person and they're defending me. And nowadays I don't even bother anymore. Like if somebody says something mean or anything, I'll even like it and be like, I'm gonna like it. I'm sorry. And then you'll like 30 minutes later, there's like 25 comments of people attacking that person saying, hey, don't be rude and don't be mean. And it's never like rude, like I'm gonna kick your butt or anything like that. It's more like, hey, she's a lady, be nice to her, and even women would stand up for me and say those things. And I really like that because I just never had that, I guess, growing up. Like I only had like maybe I didn't ever had a person to look out for me like that, like a brother or a sister, an older brother or sister. So I used to just, nut up or shut up kind of thing. So I would just be like, oh, I'll ignore it. You know what I mean? And always trying to be in a positive way, like always be positive, So it's really cool that my fans do that and they're kind to me that way. And at least they can acknowledge, like they can actually like say, oh, this person is nice, I like them for all these reasons, and if somebody's ever mean to her, I will say something because that's not right or that's not nice. So I'm grateful to have nice people that follow me. And then I have my pervy ones, but they're polite. They're polite pervs. They're not.
Let's talk about the pervy ones for a second here.
They're the best ones. They make me laugh.
This is an interesting. Let's talk about the pervy ones. Let's discuss it. Let's get deep down to the dirty nitty gritty.
Oh boy.
I gotta ask. Okay, every cosplay girl that's popular, that has a fan base and everything, has come across either the weirdo boy or weirdo girl that'll come up and be like, "Do you have a boyfriend?"
Oh boy, yeah,
You
I've
know,
been proposed like 5 times.
you've been proposed to 5 times.
Yeah, like boys would ask me, I like, will you marry me? Will you be my wife? You are beautiful. And I don't see them like I'm a big perv myself, but like, let's okay, I'm gonna flip it to that.
Really?
Not in a bad way, more like, whoa, like I mean I touched, Ivy's butt. Like I guess people think that more as quirkiness instead of oh that's creepy, don't do that, But I
Yeah,
mean I do get
most people will play it off and be like, no, 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 I tripped and my hands just went there.
yeah. That can happen. No, I'm just saying that, like, I guess we all are a little pervy. We all have that.
Oh,
I mean, we're
you saw
human.
her butt. You saw her butt autographed by Stan Lee, and you saw it round
I was like,
and want to grab it and squeeze.
I like,
Speaking of
well,
that, did
no, I
when
just
you
kind of like this. I was like, and then she just turned around and she's like, what?
but let me ask this: like, you went for it, but did you squeeze?
No, I didn't. It was just actually I just pushed, so it kind of felt like I squeezed it, but I accidentally pushed, but
So basically, you shoved her butt.
kind of like a suction cup, just kind of naturally happened, just
Oh, so
like
basically,
that.
you felt like you were literally stuck to her.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And she had I don't know, I felt the texture of her skirt. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we all have that. I think we all have those levels. I think we all have those emotions. We're human. So it's like we have our creepy side, we have our pervy side, we have our weird fetish side, and we have our anger and all that. We're human, we have all this, And I
Has
do have a
anybody
lot of
done that?
pervy people.
Has anybody done that to you?
By accident, actually, this boy, I'll tell you this story because it's hilarious. So I was in, oh my gosh, it wasn't this year. It was last year, Alamo City Comic Con here in San Antonio, Texas. I was dressed up as April O'Neil, and at that time they brought the 80s and the now Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voice actors, and then they even brought the April that was in the first TMNT movie.
Oh,
So that was really cool. And so I was walking around, because the con's it was pretty huge. Now next year's gonna be huge, like way more bigger. But at that time it was really huge. I was walking around dressed up as April O'Neil. And I had a fanboy dressed up as Kenny from South Park, and he actually made his suit. So he was a huge kind of plush like costume person, and I couldn't even understand him because it sounded very muffly and stuff because he had so much fabric in his suit. And he's like, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, sure, of course. I love Kenny, and of course I'll take a picture with you. And he's like, I'm a huge fan. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So he gave the phone to his person, like the person that they were with, and he put his arm around me, but since his whole body was plush, he accidentally, grabbed, like, touched my boob. And then he goes, oh my God, I am so sorry. Like, he screamed it and I heard. And I'm like, dude, it's okay, it's okay. And I grabbed his hand and I placed it on my boob, and we took our picture like that. He was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you let me do that. And I'm like, well, you're Kenny, and Kenny likes boobs. Everyone knows that.
I was
You
like, I
know?
will never wash this game.
So I did that, and then all my girlfriends were like, I can't believe you did that. And I was just like, it was an accident. He was very sweet, and he apologized, and he was just as shocked as I was when he did it. So I gave him that free pass.
So basically, then you let him cop a field right there. Like,
I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was just like, my friends were like, you're nuts. And I was just like, hey, it was an accident. And he was honest and nice, and I believed him, and I let
so
him
he
have
deserved
that pass.
he deserved a reward.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, yeah, but I'm not saying that, like, next time you see Julia do that or anything, or do it to every cosplayer. I mean, everyone has their, you know, moments where something like that happens accidentally. But I'm not saying every cosplayer would say, hey, well, let's just take the picture that way anyways. It's like, no, no, no. I'm not trying to encourage, but at that
Yeah,
situation, since I love South Park and I watched the cartoon, and I mean, I watched the show and I watched the movie and everything, and I just thought it was funny because he was Kenny, and you know, he's a little boy and he likes boobies, so I was like, that would be a funny picture. Which I actually ended up asking his friend to take my picture with him doing that, and I have it on my phone. And I'll post it later because it was funny.
All right.
But you know, that happened.
Very
So I don't know.
well, you got a new question for
Oh
you.
boy, I think I know who this
This
is.
one this is from the Foot Nerd.
Yes, he's on my Instagram. He follows me. I know who that is.
All right.
So.
He says, hi there. What is your favorite season of Power Rangers, and do you collect and any Ranger toys?
Yes, my favorite season personally, I actually like the original that I grew up with in the 90s, and Mighty Morphin, and I do like Zeo, and I also like Turbo and Time Force
Pretty
and
much going in
Mystery
order here.
Force. Yeah, I know, practically, yeah. Well, I mean, it was in the 90s. I grew up like that. Like, I saw it that way. You know, the whole transitioning, like, there was the still remaining Power Rangers, the Slither, Disapside, all this other stuff. But I do also collect. I actually, oh my God, I lucked out. I went to a toy show, like, a year and a half ago. And I was walking, and then out of nowhere, I saw, like, okay, I don't know if you remember this, but when I was growing up, remember when the Power Rangers movie was going to come out,
Yeah.
and McDonald's came out with the toys, and it's like the little Power Ranger, and then like you could put like the Yellow Ranger inside the bear,
Yeah.
Megazord, and stuff like that. Okay, so like I was walking in this toy show, and like these people, like, they're collectors, you know, so everything's like in perfect condition, like none of them are destroyed or anything like that. And I was walking, and then I saw it in the corner of my eye. I saw all of them in still in the bag, like, you know, remember when it was like separated, like it was a huge bag, and then there's the Zord, and then the Ranger on the side, there's that little slit. I saw it, and I was keeping my cool. I was like, if I show this person that I'm a huge fan, you know, I don't want him to jump up the price or anything, so I was just like, hey, you know, how much are those? And he's like, 20. And I was like, holy Jesus, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And I bought it. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God. It's like I had like just the Yellow Ranger and the Red Ranger when I was a kid. And I was so happy to finally have them again because I moved when I was a child, so I lost half my toys, or so my mom says. I don't know if she like threw it away or something, but I freaked out. And I have this right here too. I can show you.
You'd be like the perfect friend for a specific nerd I've seen.
So I have like my little helmets that I
Oh,
got as well. And
you know who I think would be your best friend when it comes to Ranger stuff?
who?
The black nerd from YouTube.
Oh yeah, he's my friend. Yeah,
Look at that, because I've seen
we're
his
friends
videos.
in real life.
I've seen his videos. I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel as well. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of his. He's great because the fact that, come on, he has limited edition white. It's supposed to be the white tiger saber,
Mm-hmm.
but it's black and gold.
Yeah, I think wasn't that a San Diego exclusive? Because I got to hold one. Yeah, I did. I got to hold one actually. They let me grab it and everything. I was so scared to drop it because I think it was like $150 or $200 or something.
And that thing is a lot more heftier than the
Oh,
original.
it is. Yeah. Oh my God, it was so intimidating to actually have. But I got to actually hold it, which I was so excited about. But yeah, me and Black Nerd are actually friends. I met him. How did I meet him? Jesus. Oh, yeah. So I added him on Facebook because my best friend, Mean Mug, he actually personally met him at Morphicon. But the thing was, I was a huge fan of his. Because my best friend met him and then knew about him afterwards, you know, because he does YouTube and then Andre does YouTube. So I was like, dude, do you realize that I'm actually a huge fan of his? Like, I was like, I totally like the first thing I do when I start my day, when I get out of the shower, I watch one of his YouTubes. Like, I watch him, and like I love watching him. He's awesome. And he was actually friends with Andre on Facebook first. Oh boy. And I messaged him on, actually, I sent him a friend request on Facebook. He accepted. And then I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm friends with Andre on my Facebook. This is great. And then I messaged him and I was like, hi, I'm Julia. I'm a huge fan of yours. And I really love your YouTube. And I love that you love everything I love. And, one day we should hang out together and, express our nerdiness together. Like, just like a dumbass. Like I was just kind of just saying my heart. Like this is like, cause I'm like, I love being friends with people. So I'm just going to express my nerdiness like that. And he actually replied and he's like, that'd be amazing. And it's like, I was like, holy cow. Like, no way. He replied. And then next thing you know, as joking, first of all, I got my April O'Neil outfit. And I think this was like 2 years ago. Two? 2 years ago? Yeah, I think. Oh my God. I don't even know my time frame. Like my timelines are crazy right now. And I messaged him out of nowhere in April. And I was like, hey, you should come to Dallas Comic-Con so we can hang out and I'll cosplay as April and we can hang out with these cosplayers that dress up as the the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then there's my friends that are going as Power Rangers. We should all hang out. And I just said it just to say it. And next thing you know, it was a week before that con in May, and he announced it in one of his videos and also on his Facebook pages. He's like, hey, I'm going to be going to Dallas Comic-Con. Come and find me. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And I actually have a video on my YouTube where I first meet him physically. And we clicked and he was awesome. And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't have gone if you didn't ask and stuff. And I was like, I made that happen. Like this makes me feel like crazy. And we've been friends ever since. And he's actually like, we've communicated a couple of times and I kind of want to make a video with him. Hopefully. So you might see me in one of his YouTube videos in the future.
Trust me, I can relate to you because I've even I've messaged him a couple times saying that I wanted to do a video with him as well because he's really cool, and I like the fact that he knows a lot about this stuff. Like he even does like reviews of TV shows that have been past and shows that are more recent. Like I know he reviewed one of the episodes of Supergirl. He reviewed the supposed reunion of Keenan and Kel.
Yeah. But yeah, like I love how he does all that because he really knows his stuff and he's an actual fan himself. And I'm just grateful that we became friends and we exchanged numbers and we hung out together outside of conventions and stuff. And now I was reaching out to him because I was like, I would love to hang out with you, like actually hang out with you. And I want to do that also with Ivy because like it's better and nicer and feels more, I guess, personal when you have an actual one-on-one conversation or hang out with them. And I know like they've said yes to that. We just need to schedule them since they're also all extremely busy because like Andre does so much now. Like he's worked, he does videos like for Regal. So sometimes when I go to a Regal cinema, I sit there, it's like, holy crap, there's Andre on the screen talking about like a review. And he's been doing a lot. So it's like, I hope to, hopefully have one of those times where I can go. Because I know I'm going to see him for PMC, San Diego Comic-Con, maybe New York Comic-Con again. But I really want to actually like go up there and just hang out and stuff. So hopefully one of these days.
Yeah, New York Comic Con is has gotten bigger and bigger since its inception back in the 90s.
Yeah, it got really big and it's scary. It's scary how extremely big it is, especially how little that convention center is compared to San Diego. Because San Diego's huge. And it's not even that. There's a huge convention hall, that everyone goes to, right? But then outside of it, there's Hard Rock Cafe, the Hyatt, Embassy, all these other hotels. But then there's things going on in there as well. Like it's like a whole area. It's not just the convention center. So like, but like New York, it's just the convention center. You just go to the convention center, you're there. But there's just so much going around in San Diego. It feels like a parade or some sort, that you see for like 4 whole days. And it's way more overwhelming because New York was actually chilled to me.
Yeah, I remember when New York City Comic Con was before it combined with New York Anime Festival when it was NYAF.
Oh boy.
And also NYCC. It was two different conventions in the same city, one in the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year. And then later on, I think in 2007, they both combined just to make one big New York City Comic Con and just kept it that way.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So
I still personally think San Diego's bigger than New York.
Yeah.
That's just because it's just so overwhelming. Like you're walking like a penguin. Like it takes, because I always do this too. Like for San Diego, I've been doing this now where I walk around the convention, like not inside, but like around it, like the first night before it actually opens. And I went with one of my good friends this past San Diego, and me and him walked around. It took us 20 minutes to walk from our hotel all the way around in a circle outside of the con hall. I mean the convention building. It took 20 minutes to do that. 20 minutes. But it takes 20 minutes to walk from our hotel to the door to enter the con. It takes 20 minutes. That's like ridiculous. It's so ridiculous because it's just you're walking like a penguin. You're walking like this the whole time. Touching elbows, touching elbows, touching shoulders with people. It's ridiculous. I've gotten hit so many times in the face by people's like tubes where they put their like their posters and stuff. I've gotten hit like that so many times. Like I can't even tell you how scary it is in there. It's just so scary, and you can't even see the carpet because it's just so packed and stuff. And like, oh god, it was just ridiculous. And there's no reception. You don't get good reception.
And speaking of from your personal experience, when you've gone to San Diego Comic Con, you went as an attendee or as a guest?
I just went as an attendee actually. Like normally when I went the first couple of times, I was actually at a booth, and it was like it's a self-publishing like company for comics and stuff, and they're all my dear friends, and I went, and that's how I got in. But the last time I went, I literally went as an attendee, and holy cow, it was like so scary. I was like, I kind of wish I was at a booth now. I kind of wish I was sitting down because it wasn't like it's so horrible like there. Because now I understand why people bring their own chairs and they put it in their backpacks. Now I understand that because you can't find a place to sit down. Like if you buy something to eat, you have to be standing. And like it's just so ridiculous, and you wait in line for like maybe 10-15 minutes, so now I always suggest to people, if you go to San Diego Comic-Con or just even New York City Comic-Con or just any convention in general, take a backpack, take a water bottle, take some like Cliff Bars or snacks or something, because it's going to be super complicated to like survive, especially if it's a huge con.
Like how long were you
repeat that? Oh my god, you're lagging. You're lagging. Okay, repeat it. Sorry, it's because you're lagging.
That how long did it take you to get into the convention center from being in line?
Oh my god. Okay. Well, this past around, I got lucked out. One of my friends already had her badge, and she gave it to me. So I got lucked out. But the last few times when I waited, I went actually with my husband, who is a comic book artist. So we had to go to a separate line, complete like different from others. But like the first time, we were waiting outside the con as it was open. Like it was like 9 a.m. We were waiting, and we finally got in to get our badges. I think it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I think, yeah. And it was preview night. It was Wednesday. And It was crazy because they don't play when you're in there. They're like, hey, ID. They look at you and everything. It's like, okay, well, here's your badge. And then here's this huge bag that says San Diego Comic-Con, so you can carry it around. But it took like several hours to go and get. And I remember getting a tan because we were waiting outside. And I got a tan because I was there for a long time. But now it seems faster. They progressed, but it's crazy because a lot of people go, "Oh my God, like it's so hard to get tickets," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is," because they have another line for pre-registration for next year. Like as you're getting your badge, they already have another line where you can, if you want to get it for next year. And I'm
But
just
isn't
like,
it more?
whoa.
Isn't it more like a lottery now, especially with the queue online?
It is. It is. It feels like that now because it's just such a big con, and I mean, it's so insane, and a lot of people get angry. You know, I mean, I have friends that get really upset, and I'm like, what do you want? You know, what can, they're doing what they can do, you know, and it's like even before it got super mainstream, people know it now, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like back in the day when it first started out, it was a small con. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It was a small con, and what I've learned, it's like, you know, people don't understand, you know, that now it's so Hollywood. Like it's so Hollywood. So what do you expect? Like there's people that just go just to see like Twilight or see True Blood or see, you know, Doctor Who, you know? Like there's people that specifically go for those specific reasons. But then there's us who go because, oh, I saw this awesome exclusive that I really want to buy. I have to go to Hasbro, you know. But now it's like Black Friday there. It is. It's so scary. I think like there was a guy that like somebody stole his money as he was giving it to the person to buy an exclusive, and somebody just took his cash. And like pickpocketing is scary, and it exists.
wow.
There's just so much going on, and it's scary. Like I remember I accidentally left my phone somewhere, and I like in the bathroom, and I could not find it, and somebody actually ended up having it. It was a mess. It was just such a madhouse. You can't even think. Like you can't even think. Like it's just so. But it's exciting. It's exciting at the end of the day because you're just like, I survived that, and I got my exclusive, so I feel good.
Me, if I was ever able to get a chance to go to San Diego Comic Con, there's one person I want to meet, and he's not a cosplayer, he's not a comic book artist, he's not in famous in the general sense, but he's
Okay.
popular. I've always wanted to meet Adam Savage.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
the guy from MythBusters.
that's really cool. I actually met a lot of people by accident.
Yeah, is that with him? He does this whole going to Comic Con incognito,
Yeah.
and it's like yeah, you're wondering like who could Adam be? Who's the mass cosplayer this time that could be Adam Savage?
Well, like one year I was walking and then there was a guy dressed up like in a like they had like he had like a green kind of like he was dressed up, okay, he was dressed up as the Breaking Bad guy, right? Like the main guy, Heisenberg. And I was like, "Oh, that's a creepy ass mask. It looks so alive and real and weird, right?" And then everyone at the end of that show whatever, they're like, "Holy crap, that was actually Bryan Cranston in that mask." And I'm like, "Dude, I saw him and I remember seeing him taking pictures with people saying, "Oh, I really like your mask. It looks real." And I remember seeing that because I was going to the bathroom and I saw that. I was like, that is the most scariest mask I've seen in my life. And then next thing you know, lo and behold, it was actually him inside that mask. And it was freaky. And it was just like, holy crap, that's awesome. I was like 15 feet away from him. You know, that was
And you didn't
pretty
even know it.
cool. And didn't even know it. But you get that a lot there. And I remember I even ran into like a bunch of like I ran into Seth Green by accident, but he's an actual collector. So I saw him at a Hasbro table. So that was pretty cool. And I hugged him and I said hi to him. And I even said hi to his wife. And it was pretty cool. And I ran in because I'm a big Buffy fan. So like I ran into a bunch of Buffy actors um, going there. It was pretty cool, and I got to talk to them and everything. And I even got to. I'm a also big fan of Boy Meets World. So I met the guy that played Sean Hunter, and he took my picture without even like because I was like so starstruck with the Buffy actors. I was like, "Hey, dude, is it cool if you could take our picture?" He's like, "Sure thing." And he had like a hat, so I couldn't really see his eyes, but I saw his smirk. And then he looked at me at one point, and I'm like, "This guy looks familiar." And when I got home, I'm like, "Holy crap, Sean Hunter took my picture." That was Ryder Strong. Holy
Did he have a
hell!
beard?
Like, yeah, he had
Did
a
he have a
beard, so I didn't recognize him.
beard?
You know,
I know for a fact he's got a beard now also because he guest stars in Girl Meets World now.
Yes, when I saw him, like I remember telling my husband, "That was the guy that took my picture." Oh my god! And he started laughing. But it was like that. Like you meet people, and because there's the celebrities are scattered everywhere. So I met the two Buffy actors and Seth Green, and then I met, oh my god, Steve. I met Steven, and he was. I don't know if you watch Nickelodeon or like ever really watch besides TMNT and Power Rangers or whatever. But there's a show called Big Time Rush, and I knew about the show because my little sister, because I have a little sister, and she would watch it because she loved the boys or whatever, you know, whatever. But there's this guy in that show that plays their agent, and he came to the booth where I was at, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're that guy from Big Time Rush." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure." And then we ended up talking and stuff, and now we're good friends as well. And I was just like, "That is so cool." He just was looking at comics because he's actually a comic book collector, and I even ran into like, oh my gosh, like my friend actually ran into the new Doctor for Doctor Who, and
Okay.
yeah, that was really cool. I was so jealous of him because he had dinner with him, and I was just like, oh my god, shut up, you know, like that is so cool. But I mean, it's just like that con is so huge that, you know, the celebrities walk around and like, I guess because there's so many people and everyone's overwhelmed that you don't notice them, and they're there, you know, like they're there, and it's pretty cool because some of them don't put masks on, and some do, and it's really cool to actually run into them and actually talk to them and meet them and stuff. So I've
Like,
had my
like
moments.
what would you cast the boy?
If I knew, literally, if I was paying attention to them enough and I saw that, I would have been like, oh my god, like, can I totally take a picture with you? But I felt so bad at too because I was like, I didn't recognize him. But the thing is, like, I know him as that, you know, his hair long and everything, because I mean I grew up watching the show, so I was expecting if I did see him it'd be like that, but I didn't. But it was still cool because I was like, he touched my camera and he took a picture of me and like two Buffy actors. Like that is so cool.
Like when you realized it was him and you like he touched his camera. He
Yes, I
touched.
was like, I was all rubbing it on my cheek and stuff. I was like being stupid with it because I mean I had a crush on him as a kid. Like when I was growing up, I was like, oh my god, you know, Sean Hunter, he's like the bad boy, and I love his hair and all this other stuff. And it was pretty cool though because it all kind of happens, you know. I even had I was with Black Nerd and we were hanging out at a lobby at a hotel, and out of nowhere, Tom Kenny shows up, and then we ended up talking to him, and I was like, oh my god, that's like freaking SpongeBob, I'm freaking out, you know. And he actually remembered me from a previous show, and he goes, hey, didn't I just see you in Dallas? And I'm like, yeah, you did. And I was like, yeah, my name's Julia. He's all like, I'm never gonna forget a face like that. I was like, oh, thank you. I said, that's SpongeBob, and he's talking to us. So I was just like freaking out because I was all starstruck and stuff. Because I mean, SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, who doesn't like SpongeBob? You know, and he's done so many voices, and I'm a big Powerpuff Girl fan, and he was the mayor, and it's just like, whoa. And then the Ice King from Adventure Time, and I'm like, he's like everywhere. I like that guy. He's so awesome.
So tell me, if you could tell anything to your like any advice you would give to your fans right now, like what would you say to them?
About meeting somebody,
No, about
or
when it comes to being a cosplayer, like if anybody's like starting out or stuff like that.
okay, best advice. I say do it. If you want to cosplay Superman, do it. You know, don't let your body, your race, your age, you know, stop you from being that character that you want to be. Um, I mean, we all are, you know, our bodies are different. We're all different shapes and sizes and stuff, but that shouldn't ever stop you from cosplaying. And personally, when you dress up as your favorite character, you know, and I personally feel this way, and I even heard Ivy, you know, at a panel, and she actually thinks the same way as I. When you cosplay your character or your favorite character, always take a little bit of that, a little bit of their like personality trait. You know what I mean? And take that, and when you're dressing up like them, you know, you feel that power, you feel that trait, and then always let it kind of stay there with you, and it'll help you build your confidence and everything. Because I mean, not all of us are born like, hey, look at me, I'm gorgeous. You know, not all of us are like that. But I mean, I personally became more confident in my body and the way I look when I was dressing up as a Power Ranger. I felt more, I mean, I chose that not because I always wanted to be the Yellow Ranger, but also because there was a helmet and I got to hide myself because I was bullied so bad when I was growing up that I really was believing it, you know? And I was like, I want to dress up into somebody that I really admire, but also kind of can hide a little bit. And being the Yellow Ranger helped me a lot because I could see everything, you know, wearing that helmet. People are like, ooh, who's this person, right? And being inside the helmet, like, I got to see how happy I made people, and it made me happy and made me smile in that helmet. And then I was like, I want to cosplay into other things. And then I did Velma, and then I did Maleficent, and then I did April, and you know, now I'm doing Tina. And I even did like a Halo shoot recently, and I was just like, you know what, I want to express myself, I want to show my face, I want to show my happiness to the world. And I slowly started getting confident. I started gaining so much confidence, and I started to love myself. And every day when I post things on my Facebook page, that I always try to be, you know, expressing how I feel about things. And people actually private message me saying, you made my day, I was having a horrible day, and you posting a picture of yourself smiling and writing a message saying, you know, have a beautiful day and how are you and all that stuff, like, it really means a lot to me. And to me, it's like making someone's day like that makes my day get better, because it's like, I mean, we all go through so many things, you know what I mean, like either good or bad or sad, you know. And I I'm grateful that my happiness, my positivity, my confidence can unlock somebody's, you know, anything, you know what I mean? Like, I would help somebody. I've had women come up to me saying, because of you, and even Ivy, because I get a lot of people saying, you and Ivy, because, you know, we're, you know, thick girls, you know, we're big, thick girls. They say, you know, because of you, now I'm wearing this costume. You gave me that confidence. You motivated me to do these things. And it makes me happy because I'm just like, I'm so grateful that you can see someone that's so positive and good, and then actually, you know, acknowledge it and then say, hey, I want this, I want to do this now because I have that, because they know what we support. That's one thing about me and Ivy, we are people that support others, you know. Even Annie Mia does that too. Annie Mia has cards at her table that says, you did a great costume, you know, good job, and she gives them to people and then they pass it around. And it's like, we are all good people spreading good vibes to people, and then having the fans that we have and knowing that we're making them genuinely happy makes us happy, you know. And I'm just grateful that I am sending a message out that way. And when people want my advice and opinion and stuff, I do take my time and actually help them and talk to them, and I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. I like being that help, you know. I like being that help to someone, because I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have that many, like, I had friends, but I didn't have friends that would stick around it long enough to see a problem in my life and then try to help me. So I like to be a friend to the world, and my world is my followers and my fans and my friends. So I'll do whatever it takes to, you know, be as real with them because they're being real with me. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, I'd say just be what you want to be and don't let anyone stop you. And if there's people that are saying negative things, you just turn your back to them and walk away, and then just be as positive as you can and just keep moving forward. Don't let anyone stop you, and just know that you're not alone, and there's people like us there, and we'll be there. We'll be your friends, you know. And that's what I have to say about that. That's a really long answer to that question, but you know, I just I get personal with it, because you know, it's a lot of my life, and it's a lot of my personal struggle, you know what I mean? And Ivy had that, and Nia had that, and like all of us had that, you know. And I don't want people to, you know, because people do see me like, wow, you're beautiful, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I wasn't looking like this in high school, you know, but okay, thank you.
I know how you feel. You know, when I cosplayed for the first time, I did something like you did. You covered your face.
Yeah.
You know, I did the same thing. I cosplayed as Kakashi from Naruto because
Oh
I
boy.
wanted to cosplay something, but I wanted to cover my face because I was very shy and embarrassed, and I didn't know what
So
people.
you cover your face and then you're a big perv because that's what the Kakashi is.
I think I got out of my shell when people were asking me to pose doing the Thousand Years of Death.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to poke you in the butthole?
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. But I love Kakashi. Kakashi's great. He means
Yeah.
well. I
You
hope.
know, it's like now he doesn't have his Sharingan anymore. He's got a normal eye now.
Yeah. But he's still handsome. He's actually I loved him. He's my favorite in Naruto.
I
I
never
loved Kakashi.
I never expected Kakashi to ever have been the next Hokage before Naruto.
Yeah, he's cool. I liked him a lot. And I loved his hair. He just had cool hair. You know. Oh, there's actually another question that Foot Nerd said. What am I excited for in 2016? Morphicon or Comic Con? Both. I'm excited for both. I mean, I'm excited for San Diego Comic Con because it's just, you never know what's going to happen at San Diego Comic Con. There's just something crazy happening, and it's always cool. So I'm going to go to that one, and I'm going to go, hopefully, to Paramorphicon. Well, Paramorphicon, I'm really excited for because, you know, since I'm in the Power Force, we get cool little perks sometimes. Like they have a Power Force breakfast that they host, I think on Saturday. And last year, people had breakfast with my friends actually went and they had breakfast with the new cast of Power Rangers. And they got to sit there and have breakfast with them. And they also got goodie bags. And they also, you know, you could sit there, you can interview them if you wanted to. Black Nerd was there. And I'm just like, I need to go. I need to go and do this. And it's cool because you get to have a +1. So I'm going to take one of my best friends with me. So we're going to have breakfast and talk to Power Rangers and take pictures and then grab goodie bags and have an awesome breakfast. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to if I get to go to Power Morphicon, is having
I'm
that
I'm,
Power Force
I'm so
breakfast.
I'm so jealous of you now.
I mean, I didn't know that
No,
that's what they did. Like, and I've been in Power Force for about, I think, a year now. So I had no idea that they do that. So I'm just like, oh, I have to now
thank you,
go.
thank your lucky cosplay stars that you're in this.
Well, I'm excited. I'm so excited because I would love to hang out and like I guess have breakfast with like Dino Charger if they even, you know what I mean, like to have, because that would be cool to have breakfast with them. And it's like if they already unleash and like the new Rangers, I get to meet the new Rangers because I only got to meet like the main people at San Diego, which was like really awesome because I remember going into that room, getting my goodie bag and everything, saying hi to the writers and everything, and then I went up to where they were sitting at the Dino Charge cast, and then Yoshi was like, "Hey, Julia," and I was like, "You know my name." I was like, because I have a huge crush on Yoshi, so I was like, "You know my name," and then I had because like he was actually in the Power Rangers page on Facebook on the groups, and he knew of me, and I was just like, "Whoa, it's a small world." That's
It's
so
like
cool. It's like,
I feel so jelly in my heart right now.
oh man, and they were so nice. And then I got to meet James, and he's so stunning, and he had like a beautiful accent. He had like a New Zealand accent, and I got to meet Brennan, and like they were so nice, and we hung out and we talked and talked about cosplaying and stuff too, because I know Brennan does the cosplay scene, and Joshi does as well. And he did that beautiful Spider-Man Kamen Rider mashup. That was awesome. With my friend Jake, who's also a friend of mine. And it was so cool. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like I love this. So it was pretty cool. It was a good opportunity. And that's why I'm just excited for Paramorphicon because I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I have to go because I feel like it's going to be a good year next year.
So
But
so tell me, have you ever been told to do the morph call for a video or a photo?
yes, it's really weird. I actually had that. I had a couple of people that would ask me if I can bust out like my morpher and morph with them, and I was so weird because I was just like, I'm not like Karen Ashley, and I'm not Aubrey. I'm just a cosplayer, but okay, and I'll do it. And I even made birthday videos, and people will
Yeah.
ask me to, and
I,
it's such an
I've noticed,
honor. So
yeah, I noticed that the morphs have become very drastic expressions over the decades
yeah, it is.
because the original it's morphin time was just it's morphin time like that.
Yeah,
And you know the new one from Mighty Morphin?
the new one. What are you talking about?
Well, do you remember where Johnny Yongbosh appeared in one of the other Ranger series and
Oh
he morphed
yes,
as the Black Ranger?
yes. Yes, now I remember. Sorry, just totally. Yes, I remember that. That was interesting. I like the samba from Dino Charge. I'm not gonna lie. Like I learned it and everything. I just needed
Yeah.
to get my gun. But I
But
like
I
the
do,
Japanese version because it's just so cute.
but I do like the way that Johnny Yongbosh did it because he even taught Walter how to do it. You know, because it was like not just grab the morpher and then go like that. It was basically like grab the morpher like
Yeah, it was really fucking
like
cool. Yeah.
it's like you're doing like some Tai Chi thing going on there, like oh,
Yeah,
you know.
it's so
But his transformation as the Black Ranger in that season was a lot cooler than the original one when they first did it.
I loved it. When I saw him do that appearance, I was like, why can't they do this? Like, I want to see this. This is amazing. Oh god,
Uh,
he looks so cute. Woo. I'm all
and
like,
now Dino
gee.
Charger is like Dino Charger power up, and it's like but
Yeah,
the
I like the samba. The samba's cute.
oh yeah, the little dance routine. Dun, dun, dun,
Well,
dun, dun.
no, Yoshi did that. He was dressed up as a Spider Kamen Rider cosplay, and he actually like did it, and it's on YouTube. It's so good. I'm like, why couldn't they just do that? That was so silly and cute. Like, but he got to do it, and it was so cool to see.
I guess Saban didn't want them to make it look too goofy. I guess.
No, I think it look well the way when I saw Yoshi do it, I was like, they need to do it because he did it so cool and so cute and like it was very adorable, and I was like, it actually looks really cool because he was all serious. He had a serious voice, his serious face, and he did that. You know, it was so cute. I was like, oh man, they should totally do it. I'd love to see that. I'll
So
probably
so
ask
tell
them
me,
to do that
uh,
next time I
you
see
know
them.
if they ever have them do another appearance, all of them together from Dino Charger at another event, they gotta have somebody go in the Q&A and say, "Would you guys do the Morphin like samba dance
I'm
from?"
gonna call it. I'm gonna do it for Morphicon because I know they're gonna be there, and I'm gonna say Yoshi, teach all them how to do it. And I'm gonna tell somebody, hey, give them the guns and stuff. I know there's gonna be somebody in that room.
But you know what you should
Wherever I'm
also do?
at, I'm
You know
gonna
what
I'm gonna make them.
and you know what else you should do?
Mm.
Put the MP3 on your phone so they can play the music on the microphone.
I'll even get Black Nerd to do it too. But no, you guys do not leave this room. You gotta do it. I'm
Like
sure they'll do it.
you're not allowed to leave this room until you do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like if I get to be in a room with them again, which I know that's totally gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I'll make sure of it.
So Julia, tell me, with the fans that have been watching you tonight, and the ones that will probably watch the video later on, how would you? Can you tell them on how they could reach you? Like if they want to, follow you. If there's like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
Oh yeah,
website.
yeah, they can totally. You get if you are not following me, but you should be following me because I'm okay. I'm just kidding. You can follow me on my Facebook page, that nerdy girl Julia, and I also have a Instagram at Julia Denham, and Twitter is at Julia Denham. And on YouTube, if you hit the search bar on YouTube, just type in Julia Denham, or if you just want to do like the URL, www.youtube.com/ThatNerdyGirlJulia. And I also have a Snapchat, and if you want to snap me, it's NerdyGirlJulia. And I think that's it. It's all my social medias. Yes, they are. That's that's all I have in the internet for you.
And if they desire a print of yours.
Oh yeah, if you totally want to, I'd say just shoot me up on my Facebook page, and then I can send it to you and everything like that. I should do a store NB. That's what everyone's asking me to, but I'm kind of like I want to reshoot all my pictures again of all my cosplays, and then do like better versions of them, and then I can do that. So there's that.
And how much do you sell your prints for?
I sell them for 15, so that's that for 15. But I mean,
that's a reasonable price.
Well, someone was asking me actually also to do a limited edition calendar, and I was like, oh, I would not do a calendar. I don't see myself as a calendar type, but I do want to do a compilation of like all my costumes and like the most liked Instagram pictures, because some people ask me, oh, I really like this picture. I'm like, dude, I'm not even cosplaying, but okay. Something about doing that, hopefully, but it's going to be a limited edition one. So I'm going to see if I can make 100 of them. Yeah, it's going to be 100. And I'll sell those for 20. So hopefully I can get that process happening. And then we have that. So there's that.
You seem so bashful. You seem so bashful talking about it.
Well, because it's like, I don't know, like it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know, it's just, I just get really bashful about it because I just never saw myself as the, I guess, cover girl type or whatever. Like I see Ivy and it's like, oh my god, you're gorgeous. And I see Negri, oh my god, you're gorgeous. Anemia, you're gorgeous. Like, and I'm just like, hey, I'm just me. Like I like pick my nose sometimes, like get caught, or when I'm have a stuffy nose, I do this. Like I kind of do this a lot. My husband hates it when I do that. He thinks it's unladylike, but I do it, and he thinks it's gross. But I do it, and I don't know. I'm just that person, I guess.
But guess what? Even if it's not ladylike, he still married you.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, dude, like, and I like, like I'll like burp and like, my mom's like, don't do that, like I'm that person, so.
Oh, please, come on. Even Jessica Negri's not afraid of burping.
I know, but like, I don't know, it's just I'm that person, like, and being seen in a different light is kind of overwhelming, but yet very cool because it's bringing a lot of like, I get a lot of confidence out of it now. It's like now I'm just like, okay, I'll do this, and I do, and I'm just.
I'm ready for my close-up Mr. Debut.
Yeah, like when people take my pictures, they're like, wow, you're so good now. Like, you're so photogenic. I'm like, yeah, because I've been practicing. Like, in the mirror, I'm like, okay, what's my best face? Like this, and I'm just like, I'm all there.
Is this my best side?
Yes.
Is this my best side?
I even gotten like tips and stuff from some from some of my favorite like cosplayers that became my friends, like Mary Doll. Like she's actually, gave me tips and tricks on posing and all this other stuff, and it's really fun, and I'm getting good at it.
Give me your best Sailor Moon pose.
Right? Ooh, I want to do Sailor Mars one of these days. She's like my favorite, so hopefully one of these days I get to cosplay.
Give me your Sentai pose.
Oh. And then somebody was asking me to cosplay as Silk. They'd be like, whoa, you do like a really cool Silk. But right now I'm trying to see if I can cosplay as a Frank Miller version of Robin. So.
Oh, cool.
I want to, like, I'd be cool to like have my glasses and have like, the hair and everything. So I want to do that one. So.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to try to.
I think you're cool, even though you're a little on the little short side.
I know. I'm not even that, like, somebody said that they thought that I was like 5'4", and then when they met me, they're like, "Holy cow, you're tall!" And I'm like, "Dude, you're taller than me." Like, what? The person was like 6'2", and they had no idea I was 5'7". So apparently, I seemed very, tall and short. And I'm like, why do I look short to you? And they were like, because you have short legs. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You don't have to point that out. I used to be in dance class, and my dance teacher was like, Julia, you have short legs and a long torso. That's the body type you have. And I'm like, dang, thank you. Is that a bad thing? But apparently I have short legs, so I look like I'm short when I'm not. It's so weird.
So Julia, I want to know, is there any other thing you want to, share with your fans out there before we finish up for the night?
Yes. Keep being positive. Don't hesitate to ever message me on either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Be kind to others. Make sure you help your mom and tell your mom you love her every day. And don't be mean to people. And
Santa's always watching.
yes, and that, yeah. And if you have a 3DS, make sure to, street pass me if I ever get to see you. And if you don't, totally get it. And be nice to your siblings. And
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Yeah, make sure you eat your vegetables. Make sure to put a roll of toilet paper out after you use up a roll. Don't be that guy. And
Put down the toilet.
yeah, and don't flush the toilet when your mom's taking a shower, or your sisters or something. Don't be that person. And don't turn off the lights and forget they're not there taking a shower, because that's kind of mean. But there's that. Those are there's that right there.
That's like the weirdest, most random advice I've ever heard.
Because it's happened to me, so I just kind of like.
you flush the toilet while your mom's showering?
I did that by accident. I had no idea it literally affects the shower. It makes the water cold, but I learned that.
In movies.
Yeah, she threw the chancla at me, and then she made me like wash the clothes by hand as a punishment. But I was like 8 years old. I had no idea.
Well,
so I was like, oh crap, this is hilarious. Yeah,
well, hello,
she loved
Cinderella. You are Cinderella at 8 years old.
Yeah, my mom's tough. She's cool. But yes, but be good and save your money, donate, and yeah, there it is.
and most important, save up for a DS, people.
Yes, and go to Morphicon and San Diego Comic-Con at least once in your life, because they're great cons.
And make sure to follow her on all her social media.
Yes. And have a great night, and was it The Truman Show? If I don't see you, have a good day, good evening, good night, all that stuff. I don't know.
If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And good night. There you go. You said it way better. So.